Well, when it starts to snow, we all think of putting on our snow tires and getting our chains and cables ready.
Yeah, but there are some other solutions when you're out on the slippery roads. And our Monday morning mechanic, David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair, is with us live this morning with some of those ideas. Hi, David.
Hey, Tom. Hi, Natalie. How are you two?
Good.
Good. You're right. You know, I mean, it's hard to say. You know, you look around, you see no snow, and you say, gee, what are we doing? But I'll tell you what, up in the high country, they're getting some. People are skiing. You know, the first thing I want to talk about is we have these mud and snow tires. And this is what most people have on their car because they kind of go all season, you know. But the tread is not as aggressive as some of our winter tires. If we just look at the difference here, how it's all kind of straight, and then you look over this tire next to it, and it's kind of a V. It's more aggressive. It's going to stick better. It's going to grab better. This is a Blizzak tire. It's a special tire made for ice and snow. It's got a good compound that's really sticky, really gummy rubber. The bad side of a tire like this is they're going to wear out a lot faster than a mud and snow. So it might be something you'd want to put on and take off, you know, at the end of the season. You get a lot more miles, a lot more years out of it. Next to this, I have here another tire that's kind of a neat compromise. This is called a Winter Force, and this is designed for snow and ice. Gives you a really good traction, pretty aggressive, but yet a little harder rubber so it lasts and it'll hold up around the year. And then next to that is an example of the same type of tire, a little bit different tread, but the same type of tire, and it's got a studding that's going on here. We put in studs, and you know, we can stud these tires as long as you don't drive on them. Don't drive on them first, or we can't stud them. But when they're new, you can stud them for about, 18, 20 bucks a tire. It's not a bad trade if you live up in the high country or if it's a really snowy year. You don't really want to drive around on studs without snow, so this year I'm going to tell most people it's probably not what you want unless we get hit hard later. Now, something that a lot of people seem to be a little bit confused about are chains and cable chains. So I want to show you just how cool and how easy it can be. A little set of these fits in a little plastic box that's smaller than a bread box, okay? And you just take a couple out and you put them on the tires where you have traction. So if you have a front wheel drive, they're going to go on your front tires. And the way that you would use them, the cables are much easier to use. This is an example of cable chains, and they're much easier to use. And what we basically do, you'd lay them out flat like they are, and then what you do, and hopefully your road's more level than my space here, but you'd basically park the car and then you put these behind or in front of the tires and drive up onto them. And once you drive up onto the chain or the cable chain, you just basically flip it over and then you connect it. It's that simple, okay? It's just that easy. This goes through here, and we just bring it in, and we slide the little safety clip on there so the chain doesn't fall out. And basically, that's all there is to it, and you hook the other side as well. I'm looking a little monkey here, but here you go. And the next thing you know, you've got some much more traction, and you can see why that might work. So as you can see, if I can do this in just a couple of minutes, most of you can probably do it in half the time. And basically what you have is something that's going to grab. So when you get up to the passes and the high mountains, my suggestion is have a set of cables in the car. Now these are the chains, the old style chains. And most people are going to find that this is a tangled mess. It's not as easy to hook up. And it's going to take a little bit more time and practice, and you can see how it wouldn't take much to just get those into a knot. Now granted, you know, they probably will grab a little better, but they're going to be tough to hook together. Now I'm going to just show you real quickly. This is where what you're going to see, a box that you can store these in. So you can see it's not going to take up much space in the car to have a set of chains. Both these big monstrous things fit in there, and the cable chains come the same way. The biggest thing I want to tell you about driving in snow and ice is make sure you have lots of tread. Don't wait until your tires are all the way down to the wear bars this time of year to replace them, or you could stop. It may take you another 75 feet to stop. That's a lot of distance when you're closing in on a car very fast from behind. Check your tire gauge and check all your pressures all the time and keep that tread up, and you'll be a lot safer this winter.
All right.
Good advice. We'll need that, Dave. Thank you.
Have a nice winter.
We're going to take a break.